Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to look at the untold truth about INFJs and how they crush narcissists like pros. So let's get started. If you think you know the story of INFJs, think again. You've heard about their empathy, intuition, and idealism. But what if that story, so often repeated in personality-type discussions, leaves out crucial truths? The INFJ's ability to handle narcissists is more than a simple clash of personalities. It's a complex, often contradictory struggle that involves hidden strengths, surprising tactics, and voices rarely heard in mainstream-type theory. As we revisit this pivotal aspect of INFJ psychology, we will uncover the surprising twists and turns that will change the way you think about this rare personality type. From their divided loyalties to their contributions in relationships, we will explore the complexities of INFJs that shape the way they interact with narcissists today. One of the most overlooked truths about INFJs is that they're not just gentle empaths. Sure, their empathy is a core trait, but the truth is that INFJs possess a significant capacity for strategic thinking and emotional intelligence. These folks are called the advocate for a reason, and to understand why they're so effective against narcissists, you have to consider where they come from and what they stand to lose. In short, INFJs come from all walks of life. They're counselors, writers, activists, artists, and even some prominent leaders. What unites them is their commitment to authenticity and their ability to see through facades. To these individuals, narcissists represent a threat to the genuine connections and harmony they value. They fear that allowing narcissists to dominate will lead to emotional chaos and the erosion of meaningful relationships. This split in their nature, being both deeply empathetic and strategically minded, creates a unique dynamic when dealing with narcissists. INFJs can empathize with the narcissist's underlying insecurities while simultaneously recognizing the toxic behaviors that stem from them. For many, confronting a narcissist resembles a chess match as much as an emotional showdown. Another often overlooked aspect of INFJs is their ability to set and maintain boundaries. At first glance, their desire for harmony might seem at odds with boundary setting. However, their experiences with narcissists often serve as a catalyst for developing this crucial skill. On one hand, their intuition alerts them to manipulative tactics early on. As the interaction intensifies, some INFJs see an opportunity to assert themselves and protect their emotional well-being. Thousands take this risk, leaving toxic relationships or standing up to narcissistic colleagues. There, they discover their inner strength and the power of their convictions. But the narcissists aren't ignorant to the potential impact of such a move. They too attempt to keep the INFJ under their influence, offering false promises of change or even love-bombing tactics. Thousands of INFJs have found themselves caught in this push-pull dynamic, serving bravely as advocates for authenticity despite the emotional toll. Despite these acts of courage, many are betrayed repeatedly before finally breaking free. The INFJ who emerges from such encounters is often stronger, wiser, and more capable of helping others in similar situations. This glaring contradiction between the INFJ's desire for harmony and their need to confront toxic behavior helps us understand the complexities of their personality and the inner strength often at the core of their gentle exterior. INFJs also face tough choices when dealing with narcissists, as their relationship with authenticity is rooted in a long history of self-reflection and personal growth. Some INFJs have been pushed to their limits by narcissistic family members or partners, while others are actively working to stop the spread of narcissistic behavior in their communities. When confronted with a narcissist, many INFJs see an opportunity to protect themselves and others by standing up to manipulative tactics. However, this proves to be a risky gamble. Despite their intuitive understanding of the narcissist's motivations, INFJs may find themselves doubting their perceptions due to gaslighting and other manipulation techniques. Moreover, as the conflict drags on, many INFJs suffer greatly due to their heightened sensitivity to emotional discord. Ultimately, no matter which approach they choose, confrontation or strategic withdrawal, INFJs are caught in the crossfire of a battle that challenges their core values and desire for authentic connections. Furthermore, the INFJ's struggle against narcissism is not solely confined to personal relationships. The impact of their encounters with narcissists has global implications, connecting their individual experiences with wider societal issues of authenticity, empathy, and emotional abuse. The entry of INFJs into fields like psychology, counseling, and social work fundamentally changes the nature of how narcissism is understood and addressed. Each INFJ brings their own set of insights into the narcissist's psyche, seeing beyond the surface-level behaviors to the core wounds that drive such toxic patterns. For example, an INFJ therapist might approach narcissistic personality disorder with a unique blend of empathy and strategic intervention, aiming to heal the underlying trauma while firmly addressing harmful behaviors. The involvement of INFJs in these helping professions has turned what might have been isolated personal struggles into a broader movement for emotional health and authentic living. But the global nature of the INFJ's impact goes beyond just their professional contributions. The ideas driving INFJs to confront narcissism are part of a broader social movement that is sweeping across cultures. Concepts like emotional intelligence, authentic living, and trauma-informed care have gained traction, inspired in part by the insights of INFJs and others who've grappled with narcissistic abuse. As awareness of narcissistic behavior spreads, it inspires similar movements in various communities. People across the globe begin to question the legitimacy of manipulative tactics and the right of individuals to exploit others emotionally. INFJs often find themselves at the forefront of these discussions, their intuitive understanding of human nature providing valuable insights. Finally, we have to consider the motivations and experiences of INFJs who lead the charge against narcissism. The iconic image of the INFJ often centers around their empathy and idealism, but the truth is that thousands of INFJs contribute to this effort in various capacities. These range from online support groups that organize resources for abuse survivors to INFJs who become vocal advocates for mental health awareness. Among them are men and women from all walks of life, each bringing their unique perspective to the table. The diverse nature of these INFJs helps us understand the complexity of narcissistic abuse and the range of strategies needed to combat it. But perhaps most importantly, it reminds us that the fight against narcissism is not solely driven by a small group of experts, but emerges from the collective actions of individuals who come together to challenge toxic behavior and create lasting change. And when we talk about the INFJs who confront narcissists, we also have to consider the role of their cognitive functions. The rallying cry of "trust your intuition" captures the popular imagination, but the reality is more nuanced. While the INFJ's introverted intuition, NI, is a significant asset in recognizing patterns of narcissistic behavior, it isn't the only tool in their arsenal. Many INFJs fear the growing interference of narcissists in their emotional well-being and the integrity of their relationships. For them, confronting narcissism means preserving the authentic connections and personal growth that have brought them fulfillment. The INFJ's approach to dealing with narcissists, in many ways, reflects their internal tensions as much as external conflicts. As we analyze the motivations behind the INFJ's crusade against narcissism, we must acknowledge that their desire for authentic relationships plays a crucial role in shaping their responses to manipulative behavior. Lastly, we have to remember the contributions of INFJs during the healing process, whose roles are indispensable to recovery from narcissistic abuse. While their contributions are often overlooked in traditional psychological narratives, INFJs play a vital role in supporting survivors. They serve as empathetic listeners and insightful guides, passing along wisdom at great personal cost. Others follow a path of creative expression, using art, writing, or music to process their experiences and offer hope to fellow survivors. A few even become outspoken advocates, challenging societal norms that enable narcissistic behavior. Despite these sacrifices, the newly empowered INFJ may find that some friends or family members deny the reality of their experiences, failing to recognize the very freedoms that confronting narcissism has secured for them. As we examine the legacies of the INFJ's encounters with narcissists, we must confront this glaring contradiction and recognize the struggles that INFJs have faced in their fight for authenticity and recognition. The INFJ's ability to handle narcissists has far-reaching consequences that extend beyond the borders of their personal lives. The ideals of empathy, authenticity, and personal growth inspired by their experiences have contributed to significant shifts in how society views emotional abuse and mental health. In therapy offices, The insights gained by INFJs have helped pave the way for more nuanced approaches to treating narcissistic personality disorder. Similarly, the INFJ's perspective has inspired leaders in various fields to challenge the authority of manipulative tactics and fight for more authentic modes of interaction. As we reflect on the INFJ's unique advantage in dealing with narcissists, it's important to go beyond the myths and heroic tales that have become synonymous with this personality type. It was a struggle filled with contradictions, empathy alongside strategic thinking, idealism alongside pragmatic boundary setting, and intuition alongside rational analysis. To truly understand this defining aspect of INFJ psychology, we must listen to the voices of those who've faced narcissists head-on: the survivors, the advocates, the healers, and the transformed INFJs themselves. Voices that personality theory has too often ignored. Because in truth, the INFJ's ability to crush narcissists isn't just about protecting themselves. It's also about creating a world where authentic connections can thrive. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe for more engaging personality type content.